Hey there guys, this is Sam.
And Justin.
At the Survival Review. And today we are going to be talking about Justice League.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
What a film.
Yeah.
Can you tell we're excited to talk about this one?
Yeah.
I didn't even want to see this movie.
I was going to see it anyway because I'm a huge DC fan, but I did not have high hopes.
Yeah.
Sadly, because it's Justice League. Like, still the fact that there is a Justice League movie is amazing. Like, that should be a thing to celebrate.
Yeah. Unless one of these movies does something really unique or has someone I really like behind it, I don't care. So going into this, I'm really just, I guess jaded is the word after seeing all these movies. I'm just like, I don't care.
I know I've mentioned this in probably every one of our other DC reviews, but I always had like a bit more affection towards DC because that's what I grew up with. I'm not saying I like it better than Marvel. I like both of them equally. But I always have like there's a bit more affection towards DC. So like every time there's a new DC movie out, like I want it to succeed so badly because like I grew up with this universe. I grew up with these characters. So it's like I want to see this movie succeed. And I did have like a smile on my face while watching some stuff in this movie because it's seeing these characters finally on the big screen interacting together. And that's fun. There are some fun elements in this movie. And I know he won't say this, but I will say that I did enjoy myself while watching the movie. But I will agree that it is not a good movie.
Yeah. I didn't really enjoy myself. Most of the movie I was like kind of frustrated at the beginning, and then the rest of the movie I was just kind of waiting for it to end. It didn't connect with me. It had moments. I won't lie that there was maybe one, maybe two moments where I chuckled, and that's about it.
It's just another case of the studio meddling with the movie. Yeah. And like I'm not saying that like the original like un-Joss Whedon version of the movie would have been a masterpiece or cinematic gold, but I just don't get why they had to like hamper with like it can only be 2 hours long. It's like, why? Just let it be the movie it is. Just all you need to do is go in and kind of like restrain Zack Snyder so he doesn't make another 3-hour movie, and you still can make a good movie. Like that's all you need to do. Don't just go in there making these decisions and just being like, oh, we can only be 2 hours. Oh, we have to lighten it up so much that it doesn't even fit the tone of the previous movies.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder or his tone, but this clashed with that. Like, and there were a lot of moments that were, you know, obviously Joss Whedon. Yeah. That just felt really out of place and eye-rolling.
Yeah. It's like Joss Whedon, I like him a lot. Like I love the first Avengers and I like other stuff he's done, but he's hit or miss with his humor. Yeah. Like there's even stuff in the first Avengers, which I do love, that doesn't really work, like some humor. And this movie had a lot of that like B Joss Whedon material that just didn't land. And the worst part is they're giving jokes to like Batman, and it's like, why?
And in moments where you really didn't need a joke here. Yeah. You didn't need to undercut this moment with a joke. It just felt pointless. Yeah. And like they were like, oh, the audience is getting bored here. You got to make them laugh.
And like tone-wise, like Wonder Woman did a great job of being, you know, a more lighter, more optimistic, and more fun movie, but it still fit the tone of the previous films. Like you can still tell it's in that same universe. This one like pushes it a little too far. Yeah. Like I still think the movies, they're still going in the right direction towards what these movies should be compared to like depressing like the previous movies were. It tries too hard to be Marvel and doesn't do its own thing as much as it should have. Yeah.
They're really doing nothing original with it. One of the first things I said getting out of the theater was like, God, there's only so many times I can watch the same movie. And this movie just feels like a combination of like the Avengers and Man of Steel. And
with it being only 2 hours long, everything goes by so fast. The movie's over like before it really begins almost. Like everything happens so quickly. And you could just tell that stuff was missing because we got to trim it down to that 2-hour runtime, where it's not as choppy as the theatrical cut of Batman vs Superman, which really just felt like they just took scissors to the film and just like cut it and put it together, you know, cut it. This, you know, flows a little bit better, but you still feel like something's missing, and it makes it very hollow and very empty.
Like the first half of the movie, just like nothing connects, and it feels really just like disjointed. It's really just all over the place.
Yeah, like I'm not defending it as a good movie, But you can at least tell that like Batman vs Superman tried to be like a little bit deeper, tried to have like characters. I'm not saying it succeeded or anything, but you could tell it tried to do that. But this one just like goes for a spectacle, and in that regards, like again, I did enjoy it while watching it. It did feel just like a 2-hour episode of the cartoon show.
I guess.
Which I did find it fun, and again, I like seeing these characters. What works the best about this movie is all their interaction together. The cast works really well together. Yeah, some of the characters get introduced a little too quickly, but I do want to see these characters like move on in other films.
For the most part, I really don't care about Cyborg even slightly.
Cyborg, yeah. Problem with Cyborg is that there wasn't as much really to kind of like explain his character, and there's a lot going on with Cyborg.
Yeah, like they really brush over just all of it, kind of, I guess, assuming people know, but yeah. I don't know any of this shit.
And I'm not that familiar with him too. I mostly know him from the Teen Titans show, which I haven't seen in years, so I'm not too familiar with him. But I just feel like there's a lot going on, how like he's affected by this alien technology and everything. That we just felt like we needed a bit more with him, a bit more explanation of some stuff.
And with the Flash, he feels just like, oh, this is comedic relief character.
Yeah.
And nothing really more, which is kind of bizarre because he's going to have his own movie.
Yeah, and it's like I can't really see this side character getting his own movie, but I feel like I like the actors.
I didn't strongly dislike any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really. I think you like them more than I do.
Yeah.
I didn't connect to any of their performances that much, but none of them were like, oh, this guy is completely miscast.
I just feel like given better material, they could really shine. Like I could see Ezra Miller really shining as the Flash, given more material to work with, and even Jason Momoa as Aquaman, who's fun.
I thought he was going to be obnoxious, and he really, if anything, Flash was more obnoxious than he was.
But the thing is, like Aquaman, like especially when it comes to the climax of the movie, doesn't really have anything to do because there's no real water, so he's just jumping around punching things.
There's so many moments where it's just like, why is he even here?
Yeah, but like I feel like given his own like material and better material, hopefully, I think he can really shine. And so I like the cast. I like the team aspect. I think they're fun together. Affleck, I still think is awesome as Batman. I don't think his performance was as good as in Batman vs Superman, but I still think he's an awesome Batman. And just again, wish he had better material to work with. Because you got him, then you also, in a very small role, you have J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, who was awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the things I liked, and yeah, he doesn't need to be there, but I'm looking for anything positive I can grasp for here.
Yeah,
so.
But like, I like the cast of this movie, and again, I love J.K. Simmons as like Commissioner Gordon.
He's good. Another thing is with the Flash, yes, he can be pretty annoying at times with just the constant joking around and being the funny character. But I did find him to be like the most relatable character of these. He's definitely like the most grounded. I liked all the stuff where he's like wide-eyed and like really, really just taking everything in like, holy shit, I'm a superhero and I'm with all these, I'm with Superman and all these guys. That stuff was really neat. I liked his interactions with Superman and that stuff. Those are good moments.
They got the team right. They just didn't get the movie around him right.
Exactly.
Because, you know, of course Superman is in the movie. It's not really a spoiler. He comes back. We're not going to delve into it right now about like how he comes back and everything. And I thought his resurrection was a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
In that, like, they build it up so much by not showing him in any of the marketing that you think he's going to have this, like, epic return. And not really.
It's just kind of...
He just comes, like...
To me, it was just like, what? That's how you're doing it?
Yeah. I was expecting something so much, like, greater and more memorable and epic. Like, that's why they're hiding it from us.
Yeah.
But then, we get to the ending of the movie when he's actually helping them fight the bad guy and everything. And we finally get that, like, Superman, like, that we've wanted. Not completely perfect.
It's okay.
But compared to what we got...
A lot better than anything in Man of Steel or Batman v Superman.
Yeah, he's smiling all the time. He's happily going to save civilians.
Yeah, he mentions, like, going to save these civilians, and it doesn't feel shoehorned in like something in Batman v Superman. We're like, shit, in that last movie we got a lot of shit for not, like, caring about any civilian life. Oh, well, that island's uninhabited. Oh, there's nobody in the streets at this time of night and stuff like that. It didn't feel shoehorned in like that. It felt like he was actually worried about people.
And he didn't feel burdened to have to save these people. Just like, okay, civilians. He was like, I gotta save them because I'm Superman.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice to finally get a glimpse of that Superman that we've all wanted
Yeah.
in these movies. It was so great. It was great to finally see Henry Cavill get to like have fun with the role and kind of become Superman. That was taken back by one major flaw.
Yeah, and that's his cartoon face.
Yes. So we all know the story that when they went to do reshoots, he had a mustache. He was doing the new Mission Impossible movie, and they wouldn't let him shave it for the reshoots. So he actually had to film every scene with the mustache, and they had to just CGI it out.
Yeah.
Now, when that news story came out, I'm like, oh, that's just going to be a funny news story that down the road we're just going to remember, like, haha, remember that? But no, we're going to remember the movie because of that.
Yeah, because it's really blatant
It's
and
bad.
noticeable.
It's awful. Like, it's the opening scene of the movie. You see it, too.
Yeah. Right off the bat, I was like, oh no, that's what they did.
In his resurrection scene, it looks decent enough. Like, it's obvious that it's fake, but it's passable.
Yeah.
But it feels like they just didn't try for every other scene. And the worst part is, almost every scene with Superman is a reshoot.
Yeah.
For some reason, they had to reshoot like almost all of his scenes.
And it's always easy to tell because cartoon face.
Yeah, it was so distracting and just, it was jarringly bad.
Yeah.
Like,
And that kind of reflects a lot of the effects in general.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the movie just looks bad. A lot of Cyborg looks really bad.
honestly, Cyborg didn't look as bad as he did in the trailers.
Yeah, trailers he looked way worse, but I still thought in the movie, I was like,
I
this is
thought
not
he was
very
passable for me. I'm not saying he was great or a
For me-
technical achievement, but
good. I don't know.
passable
with
enough.
the face, it was just
yeah.
And
Well, the fact that the movie's constantly filmed on a green screen doesn't help.
yeah, and the fact that the villain of the movie is just like 100%
He's
cartoon.
a video game character.
Yeah.
He looks like a really well done video game cutscene. So if this was a video game, I'd be praising him. But
Oh, yeah. It looks stupid.
and then not only that, the character itself is not a good character.
Oh, the villain? No. He's so bland.
His motivation is just so weak. He wants to get the free mother boxes and put them together and get like power or something.
He wants to make Earth hell.
Yeah, and also not only that, he even feels just like a weak character. And I know what they were going for. They were building up because he's a henchman of Darkseid, but in the new Joss Whedon cut, they cut out all mentions of Darkseid, so it's like, okay. And yeah, this movie feels like a lot of stuff was reshots.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like obvious. Like I could tell during some of the Affleck stuff because like his cheeks were a little bit puffier in some of the reshoot footage. I noticed some of that stuff. I mean, to most people they won't.
Yeah.
It'll just like fly over the head. So that's fine. It's not as bad as like Susan Storm's wig in the Fantastic Four movie bad.
Or like Samurai Cop wig. Or,
Yeah.
like, it's the same sort of thing, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, but like it's really obvious, and I just feel like I wish they would have left some of the, because I heard about some of the stuff that was cut out of the movie, and I wish they would have left some of that in just because it fleshed out the movie a little bit more and would have made it less just like fast and useless. Like by adding that stuff in, that kind of like added some more motivation. It would have just made the movie flow a lot better and be a more balanced movie. It still wouldn't have been really that good or anything, but it would have been a bit more balanced.
Yeah.
So out of 10.
So out of 10, I don't know. I guess I give it like a 3.
I guess I go like 5.5 or 6.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of like finding it hard to get a solid rating for this movie, just because, like I said, I did enjoy it while watching it. Like I did some stuff that did bring a smile to my face, but like when I think about it, I know it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a weird, kind of conflicting feeling. I did kind of had a good time while watching it, and I actually don't think it's awful or anything, but it's not that great.
It could certainly be a lot worse.
Yes.
But I definitely also didn't like it at all.
So that's just kind of a general rating. I don't know. The rating doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Like, our ratings are so all over the place that it's irrelevant.
In the long run, just pay attention to our opinion, really.
That's all that matters.
So that's Justice League. Again, I thought it was okay. It's still a step in the right direction. Like, they're slowly getting there to what the franchise should be. Wonder Woman is still the best of the DC movies, which I know you still don't even think it's that great, but...
I don't even like Wonder Woman very much, but yeah, it's clearly the best of their movies so far.
But, I mean, I really like Wonder Woman, so that's high up there. This was moving in the right direction, and it was, a bit more, a little too much lighthearted, but it was still a little bit lighter. And so it's getting there, and I feel like the way the characters are at the end is a good jumping off point for, like, more movies.
Yeah.
So I like what it leaves us with the possibility of it, stuff that we probably won't get because they're all like getting cold feet now with the cinematic universe.
I'm not really that like excited about where they left off because I don't want to see any more movies.
I'm not excited. I'm just a little bit more optimistic because I feel like even with this movie being as not so great as it is, there's ways to branch it off into good like new possibilities.
Yeah.
So that's all we have to say about Justice League, like non-spoilers. We're going to do another video where we just talk about all the spoilers and discuss all that stuff.
Yep. So until then, we will see you guys later.